Hello, today I'm going to be talking about how to balance medical school and time with your family. Continue watching this video to gain insight into juggling academics and personal life. Want to go to medical school but worried about how much time it takes out of your day? Curious about how much time you'll have to visit home or have a personal life? Well, I'm here to tell you about your ability to return home and tips to juggle it all. During medical school, having a support system is vital. Dealing with common problems such as burnout, stress, and pressure is a constant thing throughout medical school, and family can oftentimes be a good place to vent your concerns. But will you have enough time to do so? Even more importantly, will you have enough time to see them in person? Having time to see people face to face is important in order to form proper connections. As we all know, talking through a screen just does not give a visit justice. I'm Dr. Ava. I'm an internal medicine hospitalist who worried about my ability to connect with my family and friends while in medical school. Through my personal experiences, I hope that I can relate to you information that will help answer your curiosities and your concerns. A common question I get from med students is, how did I do it? How did I balance it with other aspects of my life? I know medical school is very time consuming. There are periods when you will find yourself struggling to find time to spend with your fellow peers, let alone with people that live off campus. Add in the fact that your family may not even live in the same city, and that concern grows even more. Travel is additional time away, so every hour in the car or in an airport adds to the pressure that one may feel. There's also the concern of expense, as medical school is an expensive endeavor, even when not adding in the fact that travel costs money as well. Another common concern is the way that family may start approaching you with their medical questions. I know plenty of colleagues whose families call them first whenever they have a health concern, instead of reaching out to a professional in the area. It can be difficult to balance assisting your family members without becoming their main practitioner. There should be a separation between you and your family as far as diagnosing goes. This should act as a safe place for you to return to, whether to vent or to distract yourself from your own focus. That is not to say that you should never answer questions they have when they come to you, but you should make sure that they are still seeing an outside medical practitioner so that the responsibility does not lie with you. A final concern that often comes up is the fact that your family might not understand the stress and the pressures that you are working under. This, as with everything else, will vary depending on the family. Medical schools is a time commitment, a step above anything else you've experienced, and so the resulting shortening of time from other activities is different than what they've experienced as well. So what are some solutions? Now that I have laid out some of the most common concerns, I'm going to detail some of the possible solutions. Addressing the first concern, that is finding time to spend with your family, may be a struggle. There are several things you can do. One solution is to schedule things in advance and stick to that schedule. Tell your family at the beginning of a call that you can only speak for a certain amount of time before you are needing to get back to completing your work. This preparation ahead of time shows that you are making an effort to speak with your family even when you are swamped. It can act as a break for you when you are overwhelmed, as well as a place to decompress. The possibly short nature of the calls could also be a way that you can then schedule them with more frequency. So which leads me to my next possible solution: scheduling the calls in gaps of time that work. If you are used to calls that take hours and suddenly find that you no longer have that kind of time, then you should consider upping the frequency and decreasing the length of the calls. One time that I found particularly open is when I was making dinner. My family is often available at the same time, and it is a fairly consistent period of the day. Multitasking was not a problem, and it proved to be an efficient and effective way to keep in contact. With the expense of medical school, traveling can be an additional cost of both time and money, as I mentioned, especially around the holidays, which is when students are off and tickets are the highest. For the time commitment aspect, if you are on a plane or have a lot of wait time, think of it as time to be productive. You can use the time to study or catch up on another commitment, as long as you are prepared ahead of time to use the waiting period in such a way. Now let's address balancing questions your family may have with how much you should help them. I think it's completely fine to answer clarifying questions they may have. Sometimes family members approach after doctor's appointment and would like to know more about what the doctor said. Helping them learn more about their condition through sharing what you know is definitely something that I approve of. While they hopefully feel comfortable asking their doctor the same clarifying questions, it can be more comforting to hear from a family member. But if it goes beyond that, then I encourage you to take a breath and step back. When your family starts to tell you symptoms and ask you to make a diagnosis, that is a problem for several reasons. First and foremost, you are not in a place to be objective about the conclusions you come to and could accidentally misdiagnose your family and your emotional state. Secondly, there has to be a separation of work and family. You need places where you can be yourself, rest and recuperate. And you should make sure those places don't start feeling like work or school all over again. You know your family best, so navigate conversations with them in a way that firmly states that line but doesn't hurt any feelings. The same thing goes for if they begin to feel offended at the shortened amount of time you have for visits and communication. Be mindful of the place they are coming from. Don't react with anger or don't react too defensively. Explain the workload you face in a way that makes it clear you don't care any less for them, but they are new responsibilities. I am sure that if you remain calm and make it clear that you can see their point of view while maintaining your own, the situation will be cleared up. Spending time with loved ones is important, but it is also important that you are devoting time to your future endeavors. You have worked for years to get to this point and should be proud of your achievements. Your families are proud of where you've managed to take your life. If you want help or need to talk to someone in this period of your life, get in touch with me for my one-on-one support. In my online mentorship, we will discuss your situation in detail and come up with a solution that fits you. Click on the link in the description below to learn more. With that in mind, focus on a schedule that allows for you to spend time with them without losing the quality of your work. I believe in your capabilities. See you next time.